How's it going, guys? Nathan's MRE here. Today we have a very special ration. We have an Israeli 5-man ration. This particular one is 2018 model. This is sent to us by a viewer, which I cannot mention his name. So let's go ahead and get it open and see what it's all about. All right, guys. So this came in the other day. It's very heavy. It's a very big box. We have some information on it. Let's open it up. First, let's go ahead and tell a little bit about it. This is the ETEL Technology and Logistics Division Mahadran Battle Pack. Interesting. I'm going to cut her open here. And let's see what we got. It's a bunch of canned food. And they gave me a list of what's going on here. First of all, we have a bunch of tuna. I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit, and we're going to unpack her out of here. We have, was it 2 different kinds of tuna? Interesting. So we have tuna salad in these 2. We have regular canned tuna in these 4. There's probably other stuff stuck down in here. Then here we have the humus, which should be interesting. Here we have some chocolate spread, essentially Nutella. There's a lot of food in this thing. We have a bunch of plastic forks, plastic knives. Set those over here. We have slightly bigger than the US P38, but not as big as the Australian. Actually, here's the Australian. You can see the difference on those. That's interesting. We have some canned corn. Let's keep moving this back a little bit. We have some beans. These are pretty dang big cans. Another can of corn. And here we have the chalva. Now, usually halva or chalva is sunflower seeds mixed with honey, ground up mixed with honey. We're going to see if that's what this is. Then here we have another can of humus. We got 2 cans of that. Can of olives. Looks to be just some peanuts. It's awful heavy can also. Good night. We have a can of pineapple. It's like ultra jumbo can too. We have another can opener. We have essentially some Walmart type bags, plastic bags for trash, where we're carrying extra stuff. We have a whole nother pack of silverware, and that's it. The box is empty. We separated everything that we're not going to eat, all the duplicates, which is a can of corn, a can of tuna, a few cans of tuna, a can of tuna salad, and some humus. And let's start off by, let me see here. Let's go easy first. Let's go with the peanuts. Some vacuum on there. There you go. It smells just like roasted peanuts, not salty. Well, looks like they have no salt on them, but they actually do. Nice roasted smell to them for sure. Let me see here. Let's go into this. The tuna salad is going to be up next. They gave us these P38 things with it. It might be a little bit rough, no doubt, to open these with those. Let's give her a try. Look how sharp that thing is. Holy cow. Wow, that? Tuna salad. Boy, it's like somebody's already eaten that once. It actually smells pretty decent. Let me grab a fork. It's not much to look at. It's kind of bendy. Let's give her a try. You see carrots, peppers. It's actually very mild. It's not potent at all. I'm trying to think what that reminds me of. You can see here, there's little bits of stuff in it, the vegetables, and it's not strong at all. Maybe slightly. I'm not gonna say slightly spicy. Ever so slightly, a little bit tomato base to it, possibly. Interesting. I would say tuna salad, as far as opening a can and eating, that's probably a 8 out of 10. I would say. Let's open everything up, and we're gonna try at the end the way he told us to eat this stuff. But we're gonna try everything individually first. Let's try next the beans. The beans get a pull tab on them, and there we go. Barely get her open. It's interesting. I almost need a spoon. Oh, is that smelling? Interesting. Let me grab a spoon. These things are a little bit on the stinky side, to be totally honest. Look just like regular beans, as we get pork and beans here in the States. Let's take a smell. Give you guys a close-up shot here. I'm not sure what that taste is. Is that if that's garlic or what that is? Interesting. Kind of a stronger taste to it. You can see here, you know, consistency just like essentially pork and beans, but I'm sure there's no pork in it, obviously. I can't decide on that. It has a weird aftertaste to it. It's not like it's bad or anything. It's just strong, like some kind of seasoning in it. Not used to, for sure. Let's move on here. We got a regular can of tuna. Now, he was saying they cooked this, and the way he was cooking it, whoa, be careful here. We're gonna have it everywhere. The way he was cooking it was they would put this like on a grill for coals, and they would put essentially, they would open the top. So full. They would open the top. They would put what looked to be some kind of paper on top and light it. And I guess it would like brown the top. I really don't know. We don't have any way to do that in here, indoors. What we do want to do is try the tuna. I'm going to take a bite before you can pick it up, because I feel like if we pick it up, we're going to have it over the floor. And it's just bits and pieces in oil, right? You see here, maybe. Just very delicate tuna. Like, it's not dry, it's not tough. A lot of times you get tuna in oil, it kind of is that way. There you go. Really not much seasoning on it. We're going to have another taste of that here in a little bit at the very end. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the hummus. And this should be a good one. Let's see here. Nice pull tab. So hummus, what is hummus? A corn base, I think? I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a big hummus person. It's not exactly in my daily routine. Doesn't smell like much of anything. I'm not quite sure how to grasp that. Like what that tastes like. It kind of tastes like nothing, but it's basically a spread. It's very buttery, very nice and smooth. Not much flavor to it, I have to say. I don't know. We'll come back. We'll come back to it. We'll put this over here. Like I said, we're going to revisit that. We're going to make everything like they do in the Israeli military at the very end. And next up, let's open this can of olives. Now in America, if you get green olives, they're basically salt brined, right? And I'm curious to see if this is going to be the same way. Definitely squirted me in the arm, so let's wipe that off real quick. And what do you guys think about the new backdrop here? A little bit different. We got kind of a corner thing going on, a different table, different everything. Let me know in the comments below. So we can just make a plate mess. All right, we're starting. We're getting there. So let's see what we got going on here. As far as that goes, let's get a spoon maybe. Might as well go all the way, right? Two at once. Well, not to be nasty, but it has the pits still in them. Which, I mean, you don't get that here, but it's a different place, right? Salty, but not like the ones you get in the grocery store here. It's almost like a low sodium olive. It tastes just like green olive you get here, just not as salty. I don't know what else to say about it. This kind of is what it is. Overall, everything's been very good. The only thing that's been a little bit off is the beans. It just kind of catches my palate off guard a little bit. Let's go ahead and move on here to the next stuff. And let's open up the halva, the chalva, the halva, whichever way you want to call it. Get our can opener here. Can opener is getting kind of nasty after the last couple openings. And usually, like I said, this is more than likely a crushed sunflower seed spread with usually honey or some kind of substance to hold it together. Let me see another knife out of there real quick. Make the cameraman get her knife here. And it looks like that's what it is. I've actually had this before from Turkey. Not with Turkey, from Turkey. Try not to make a huge mess here. It's a very interesting stuff. And let's just taste it and see. Now, there's so many different kinds of this. I don't know if this, I'm trying to tell if that's honey in it or not. But essentially how they do it, they crush that stuff up, make it into a very fine powder, and squeeze it out of essentially a machine that fills up containers, right? It's actually very nice. It's semi-sweet. Would probably definitely make a nice sandwich. A lot of especially Middle East countries, eat this with fruit, things like that for breakfast. It's a very nice dish for sure. That's a nice treat for sure. Let me see here. We're almost through it. Let's go ahead and open up our corn. We're going to have some kind of dinner after this to use all this stuff up because everything's been really good. Now we got a bunch of stuff open. Whoa. The corn. You know what they say about corn, don't you? Probably shouldn't say it on here. But they say it comes out the same way it went in. So the corn, just regular corn. Take a look here. There you go. It's actually a very nice, like a sweet corn. Has a fair amount of sugar in it. This whole kernel, when you bite into it, it's like it bursts in your mouth. You can see how whole the kernels are on it. Very nice. Okay. Our pineapple. Go and crank that open real quick. Another fork out of there so we're not cross-contaminating. When our mouth cooties over everything. This is essentially this big chunk pineapple. Let's take a bite. Look at that. It looks good. It looks nice and ripe. Now, it's definitely different. The pineapple here we have, it's almost like it's not ripe to put in the can. It's kind of hard and crunchy and weird. This is actually really ripe and really soft and really nice and sweet. Not weird in the least bit whatsoever. Anyway, one thing left to try is our chocolate, our essential Nutella type mix. Let's go and open this up. I can't say I've ever seen Nutella in a can like this. Looks like Nutella. How Nutella separates. Let me see a fork there. We'll try to mix this up a little bit because it's like, well, it's being Nutella. There we go. And how this stuff works is all the oil separates out of it and you got to stir it all back in. If you ever let a jar of Nutella sit out in a hot car, it'll separate and it'll be mostly oil, like over half oil and a little bit of chocolate. So in theory of that, this should be a lot better stuff per se. So let's do this. We're going to stop the camera. We're going to get a cracker or something. We'll come back with some bread and we're going to make our sandwich. We have some nice sourdough bread here. We're going to go and crank this open and get a piece out. I think what we're going to do, got the cameraman here, so we're going to take a piece out, throw it on there. I'm going to take the knife, cut this in half without cutting the whole backdrop in half. Something like that, and you take that one. And to start off with, let's take a little bit, let's try the Nutella a little bit, just to see what we got running here. That's actually so much better than our Nutella is. You want to try a bite of that? Tell me what you think that tastes like.
That's good.
Tastes like cake icing, doesn't it?
It does.
Like frosting. That's what I was thinking. That's way better than Nutella. That's why I didn't have all the oil on it. I just had a tiny bit. You could almost taste the sugar crystals in it. It's not, probably not high fructose corn syrup. It's probably actually sugar in it. But man, you could tell. Definitely give you a cavity pretty quick. There's a lot of sugar in that. Let's move this back out of the way just a smidge. So the rundown on this was putting on bread first, hummus after the tuna, then the corns. So we're going to put the tuna on first. The tuna salad or the tuna? I think probably the tuna. So let's grab it up here. We'll make our 2 sandwiches at the same time here. Grab a clean fork out of there. We'll try to keep it civilized. Like a pack of wild wolves around this place. Okay. So what we're going to do. So it says the tuna, then the hummus. We're going to have to do the hummus first, aren't we? How the hell are we going to... Let's do that. It doesn't matter. A little something like that, maybe. Or what you... If you want to make the same type sandwich. And then we're going to go on with the tuna. It's very interesting. There's that. Here if we need that. And then the corns. All right. Let me one more fork out of there. We'll throw some corn on top of there. I'm not sure how you're going to keep this on there, to be honest. Something like that, maybe. It's definitely an interesting setup here. So we spread the hummus on first. I guess I kept anything soaking in the bread. And we're going to try it like it is. You know, definitely adds something to it. The hummus acts almost like it's a mayo. Philip's trying to eat his without making a train wreck of a mess over there. I mean, it's different. It's not bad. It's not something you would ever think of to put together.
No.
Like if you went to the grocery store here, you want to say, okay, let me get some hummus and tuna and some corn. And everybody's going to be like, what the heck you going to make with that? But it does work. If you're out in the field, definitely be something you can make up. And I think other than that, Philip, I want you to try the halva. Let me see what you think about that. I'll let you get in and chew in there. And see what you think about that one. I'm going to take another bite off of this. It's different in it. Mm-hmm. The halva's, I'm pretty sure most of the time it's ground up sunflower seeds. I think it could be other things. It could also be some kind of nuts, all different kinds of things.
That's weird, and I thought pretty good.
But I've seen people eat that before. It's like with fruit or with dessert or for breakfast, things like that. There again, not stuff we get around here a lot. I would say the star of the show probably is definitely the Nutella, or as we'll call it, the cake icing. All right, guys. So there it is, the Israeli 5-man ration. It's kind of such a big ration. It's kind of hard to get in the standard format. And they're going to start doing this on the big rations, not go with the tray format, go with this, and still go with the tray on your basic stuff. That's really going to be it, guys. Kind of a long video today. We got it all done. A rare ration for sure. I want to thank our supplier again. And if you guys are interested in one of these, I'll see if I can put a link below. I'm not sure about that. We'll see. It's going to be all. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.